What's your take? What's your interest in this case?
I think this is, you know, child abuse, and I think, you know, right from the beginning, when we look at this and see from a very early age that this child was objectified, you know, behind the pageantry, and it's very, very sad to think this can be the end result of child abuse. Doesn't matter whether you come from a wealthy family or a poor family, you know, when a child is objectified, and what I mean by that, when they're glamorized and put out in public, the end result can be a dreadful result. And, you know, it's very sad here. This little girl was in pageantry and put out there on display, you know, and a lot of times when this occurs, usually the parents of some sort are trying to live through their child, you know, and a dream that maybe was never accomplished by that person, by the mother or previous mother, and it's a multi-generational thing.
Pam Griffin, there is that the Ramseys have been fighting against, the general distaste among members of the public, and here an expert, about the objectification of JonBenét. And you know, you go back, and Patsy was herself a pageant queen. Nedra Paw urging Patsy to follow in the quest for Miss America. She became Miss West Virginia. His sister was Miss West Virginia. They wanted JonBenét from a very early age to be Miss America. Don't you fight that battle, that general distaste?
All the time. The battle is there, but it's so false. Patsy, in the whole time I knew her, never mentioned anything about JonBenét being Miss America. The pageants that she was doing were just fun pageants. You know, we've been through this 5,000 times. People who want to believe that are going to believe it, and the ones who don't just don't. But that child was not an aspiring beauty queen. She was a 6-year-old daughter who did a lot of activities, and one of those activities happened to be beauty pageants. And it's been, you know, totally blown out of proportion and misconstrued and lied about, and it's just not true. And people come on who are supposed to be experts on things like that, who have never been to a pageant, never had a child in a pageant, and I don't think that you should ever talk about anything unless you've experienced it. Otherwise, you can't possibly have knowledge of it.
Cindy Adams?
You know, in New York, where we have 90 cases a minute, we'd have cracked this a long time ago. Remember a case in New York about child abuse? Hedda Nussbaum and Joel Steinberg and the little child Lisa. What our people did is they split those two parents. They put one in one cell and one in another until eventually Hedda ratted out Joel. Now, enough already with this toy town and these little 2-cent prosecutors, these Keystone cops out there. Why doesn't somebody run this like a law enforcement?
Right back, final thoughts, right after this. Cindy, as always, soft-spoken.